The Whoop is one of the most popular fitness trackers there is. I mean, I only got one because I heard LeBron had one and I want to be just like LeBron. And just like LeBron, I did the 30-day free trial. Well, the Indian LeBron, we don't pay for anything. They basically send you a new device, you can check it out. If you don't like it, you can send it back, which they make very difficult, and I'll come on to that. And after the 30 days, I am going to be returning it. And this is why. The first thing is it looks and feels pretty cheap. This band I've only had for 3 weeks now and it's already starting to fray. So I imagine if I had this for a year or so, it's gonna look pretty terrible. This is the basic model. So if you're not gonna pay any extra to have fancy colors or fancy straps, this is what you're gonna get. The black Whoop with the black buckle and the black strap. And I think it looks cheap. I think that the bracelet feels like a cheap fabric. I feel like it's not as comfortable as a watch. And the fact that it doesn't have a screen, which sounds pretty obvious, but it's a really important thing for me. I mean, I'm used to wearing a watch and I don't mind the fact that I sometimes will look at it as if I'm trying to tell the time and someone's like, what's the time? And I'm like, it says Whoop. But it more bothers me that if I'm doing something where I want to see what my heart rate is or I want to see what my stress level is, because that's what this is so good at, I need the phone and I need the app. So I can't be in a gym class and just quickly glance down and see how I'm doing. I have to actually look at my phone and have my phone on in a corner somewhere. So this is not the Whoop. I would say this is an accessory to the Whoop, which is the app. So the app is basically the main thing, and this is just an accessory that's collecting some of the data for it. This is just the worker. You are nothing. The charger, which I've talked about before and I've said is pretty cool, the fact that you can just slide it on here and that will start charging, it's pretty unreliable. My charger here only takes one charge, which is basically terrible. Unlike the Apple Watch, which I take off every day and I charge, this should last a couple of days, and it does last around 2 days or so, which isn't that great. But also not having that routine of charging it every day means that it almost dies quite frequently for me. When this slides onto charge, this becomes super bulky and essentially, for me, unwearable. It's like wearing a brick on your wrist. I mean, I may as well just take it off and charge it and give it the juice that it needs instead of carrying around this brick that flicks around on my wrist. The subscription is super expensive. That's one of the main things I dislike. I like the fact that you want something, you save for it, you buy it, you have it. Here, you want something, you save for it, you buy it again, you keep buying it every single year until you've paid them £2,000 over the past 10 years for something that, you know, is probably worth 40, 50 quid and actually is just software. So what I mean by that is that the UK version of this is going to cost you £229 for the year. Now that is not cheap, that's quite a lot of money. If you cancel your membership, you're going to lose access to all of that lovely data that you've put in within the app, all of those diary entries that you've done, all of that information you've given it, poof, gone. Unless you want to pay £200 every year, which over the next 5 years is probably going to be £1,000 just to keep wearing this. One of the other problems I have with this is that the sleep tracker telling me that I've slept poorly. Now this is probably not exclusive to this, but if it tells me I've slept poorly, that makes me more tired in the daytime. And I probably got too obsessed with checking it and going, oh, I've slept 7 hours today and I was in the REM zone for 3.4 hours. That's probably a lot of REM sleep. I don't know how much REM sleep you should be getting, but I probably was a bit too much into checking all of these metrics. And when I felt like I'd slept for 8.5 hours, but actually I'd only slept for 6 hours, and some of that was really poor sleep, and I got up a lot in the nighttime, it kind of made me think, oh, am I tired today? Maybe I am tired today. And I was probably tired when I didn't need to be tired, and that's a problem. And I think I would probably prefer to just listen to my body and my body tell me, yes, you are tired today, take it easy, or no, you're not tired, and you can actually go for it. And finally, when you compare this to the competitor, how does it stack up? And I'm talking mainly about the Apple Watch. I haven't tried the Oura Ring, but I will probably check that out at some point as well. I personally think that the display on the Apple Watch is a huge plus. Some of the metrics you get on here, you can also get on the Apple Watch with third-party apps. The UI, so the interface you have with the app, is way better on the Whoop for sure. It makes it very clear what your recovery is, what your sleep is, what it wants you to do. It will tell you explicitly you should sleep more, or you could train hard today, or you can do this. But is that worth £200 a year? I don't think so. I think you can get a lot of this information from your own body. You can get a lot of this information with other wearables and third-party apps. And for me, it's certainly not worth the money and the subscription. But it may be for you. If you are super into your fitness or you're a pro athlete, maybe it is worth it. Maybe it is worth that investment. But I think for a regular person who does regular training 4, 5, 6 times a week, it's probably not worth it. Plus, and here's a bonus, they sneakily make it really weird and a bit hard to return it after you've done a free trial. So I've tried this out now, coming up to 30 days, and I've requested to return it. And they've said to me, we will send you a return label within the next few days. Now, return labels coming by email. Why can it not come straight away? And I'll tell you why, is because if they do not get the device back in time, within 30 days, you will automatically be charged for a 1-year subscription. That's my door. I think that's my cue to go. Take care, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully I don't get charged for it.